Good morning, everybody. If you watch this in the replay, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you leave, say hello, a like, a dislike, whatever you want to do. It's all good. I am I have to be in this space where it's like, oh, okay, you don't like me. As I tell the kids, not everybody's gonna like you. So I just wanted to come on and do a little morning live because even though I'm structuring Livemas and I've got to put in my schedule for today and for the next few days, I still want to have a space for randomness where I just feel like, you know what, I'm going to go live now. I'm going to go live. And that's what I do. Hey, Karen, good morning. Hi, Miffy. So, it's just let's go live time. Hey, Kelly. So, I'm not really doing makeup that much. I'm going to do something really quick, but I got to do my skincare because that's important. I had a whole conversation with somebody about skincare, and it's so interesting how people talk. It's like, oh my God, I would never spend that much. It's like, but if you spend money on yourself on other things, there's nothing wrong with spending money on your skincare. I'm not telling everybody about $100 eye cream because you don't have to. I know some good eye creams. Hey, Tammy, that you don't have to, but if you find one that you like, it's $100. It's okay to splurge on yourself and get it. Getting under that chin with the serum. This is one of my inexpensive ones. Yeah, you can get good stuff. So you have to do your research. Most people don't want to do that. That's number one. But also, if you see something that you like, hey Tammy, um, then get it. If it works for you and it's expensive, and then you can make it and you can afford it. I'm not saying that you can, but I mean, there's a lot of people who afford a lot of things. But then, it's like, and it's okay. If that's your thing and you want to spend money on it, it's okay. But don't go, oh my God, to somebody who spends money on something else because it's not your thing. Oh man, it's hot in my room. My poor little thing. I'm gonna have to put this in the refrigerator because it is not cool at all. That tells you how warm my room is. And so, I'm all on that. Oh, that's me. Let me close my door so I don't disturb her sleep while I'm talking. I mean, everybody has something they enjoy. Right. Everybody has something they enjoy, even if they enjoy buying things at an affordable price, but then they buy a lot of it. So it all works out. It's not to say that there's anything wrong with anybody's buying habits or what they choose to give them pleasure. It's just so annoying how everybody wants to tell you on the opposite. And that's why I've kind of gotten to that point. You know, that's why I've gotten to that point. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't buy a $200 pallet if you want to. If you can afford it. Now, if it's gonna take food away from you, I'm gonna say you might want to rethink your decision making. But if you can afford it, I mean, people buy, you know, $1,000 purses. And the funny thing is, people can buy that, and people don't really say anything about that, or buying shoes a lot, because those are acceptable excesses. Designer bags and shoes in the realm of women is acceptable excesses. To women, that's acceptable. Now, saying you buy a lot of makeup, you buy a lot of skincare, to women, that's not acceptable, which makes absolutely no sense. I was telling somebody, and now, mind you, she's in the same space as me. She doesn't have any children at home. She has no responsibilities except herself. I said, well, I do this to my skin. Now, first off, she thought I was much younger than her. We're about the same age, which tells you something at that point. I'm just saying. Right. Buying a lot of tools is acceptable to men, you know. Right. Um, so if you saying that I'm older than you, and you thought I was much younger than you, and you asked me about my skin, and I tell you, well, I do a lot. You go, oh, I can't do that. Well, there you have it. Well, there you have it. And what I told her is I take this as part of my daily pampering for myself. Exact girl, yes. What more of what you want and not having to rush to do things that you weren't expecting, because you got kids, you got to do things. You got to get up, you got to make them food, you got to cook. So you'll be those are, things will all be done. My lips are looking dry. Let me put something on them. So, but it was like, right, exactly. Exactly. And that's what I say, like if you can spend money on Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona, right? How dare, honey? You gotta start having them WTF days, Karen. Whatever you, I mean WYF, whatever you fix. That was that was a thing in my house. What you cooking today? WYF, and that meant go in the kitchen and figure out what you eating. They old enough to do that. Okay, see, that was a weekly thing, at least twice a week. When they was DJ's a cooker, baby. Leftover days and whatever you fix. If you lucky, it might be some leftovers. You had sons, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm gonna let this sit on for a few minutes. Yeah, I got a couple of minutes. I'm gonna let this sit on for a few minutes of chit chat. As I drink my water out my big ass jug. Right, okay? I am drinking out of my unladylike water glass. For people who watch this and don't know, and even for the person who said it, that is a dig at somebody who told me I need to stop drinking out of my water glass because it's unladylike. So there you have it. Right, every man for himself, right? Yeah, so I was told that's his hi Christine. I try to okay, so I found my perfect balance is at about 96 ounces. When I was trying to drink a gallon a day, I was feeling dehydrated. Honestly, when I got up to a gallon, it was like my body was like, no, this is too much. And it was feeling dehydrated. But at 96 to 100 ounces a day, that's my sweet spot. And that's what, in my body, like, it's like, yes, we're hydrated good. So drinking out of this starts my day or whenever I'm at home because it's a large amount. It's around 32 ounces. So that gets me to drink what I need to be drinking. So I'm just unladylike, but I'm hydrated. But I'm hydrated. And in the end, hi Rebecca, that is what's necessary. At the end of the day, here's the funny thing is that of course I don't mind people telling me or giving me some, constructive criticism, you need to do this. But I think in the space of these things, people really think that this is their duty and their obligation to say something, to give you their 2 cents, as they say. So while I'm letting this dry, I got to start putting my oil on. So I've been doing coconut oil. Watch, this is so unladylike too. Even though I am going to get a smaller one, I'm going to throw it in something else. But I got to use my coconut oil. I do need to put it in a jar. Yeah. Right. Exactly, Sandra. It's like you got to take care of your skin and you need to take the time to take care of it. Like when I was saying how much I do, like I was like, well, I don't expect people to do like me, which is, a toner, a cleanser, a toner, two serums, a moisturizer, sunscreen, and, final facial mist. I don't expect people to do that, but you got to do some of it. You really do. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep myself nice and moist because my I think I'm having issues with my perfumes and their lasting power based on the fact that I am not hydrated. You know, my body's kind of dry. It feels good. It's nice and soft, but I still think I need to just give it a little oomph, something to stick to. So I'm doing coconut oil. Yes, exactly. And they say you can't reverse it, but yes, you can. I mean, because I think sometimes our skin, exactly. A lot of things are due to dehydration because we really don't hydrate ourselves well. And so I really do like, for instance, this is, because some people know I have a very, I have a kind of a rare anemic condition, and which calls for me um, drinking to take large doses of iron. So I usually take like three. And all the things that people tell you, oh, you should take this because it's easier to take, don't work for me. They're too light. They're not strong enough for someone like me. Because people have to understand that my anemia is based on genetics, not because of something that's happening in my body. It's genetically, I will always be anemic. Because I genetically do not produce enough blood cells if I do not supplement it. Well, I do, but they're too small. So, everybody's always like, oh, I get constipated. I promise you, I take 3 times the amount that a normal person takes. At least I'm supposed to do that every day. And I don't have those problems. Why? Because I drink enough water. And you drink warm water, it's gonna work. So, I read someplace a while ago, and I need to get back to that, is that when you're eating, like drinking cold drinks, is really not good because it doesn't help with the digestion. They said that's why most Asian people drink hot tea after dinner because it activates your digestion and helps to like your digestive system. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I do think it does help because if you think about it, cold makes things solid, where warm loosens it up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So it's like they say you can drink cold things while you're eating, but at the end of your meal, you should have like a cup of hot tea. That's why a lot of people give coffee, hot coffee and hot tea for the end of dinner. It's because those things are heated and they supposedly help, tea better than coffee, but both of them, because they're heated up, help the digestion because it helps to break down the food in your stomach because it's warm. I don't know how true that is, but it sounds good to me. All right, so I'm using my goat's milk day cream. Sadly, Karen couldn't use it because they've got fragrance in it. I don't know why skincare companies put fragrance in things. We don't need it to be fragranced. Now, I will say this. Let me see, do they actually have fragrance on here? A lot of times, it's not that they put in fragrance, it's that they didn't put in something um, to nullify the scents. Because of course, some things, especially when you're working with natural products, have scents. So I wonder sometimes. I know some things put perfumes and things in them, but I think I often wonder because I do know like old school puts a lot of perfumes in their things. But I gotta check this out because sometimes we think the fragrance free is not necessarily chemical free. They actually sometimes have to put something in there to make it fragrance free. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Shapard Wish. Ooh, that sounds cute. I have seen that one. Okay, so I have misplaced. I don't know what happened to it. I gotta look around. My That's my Palmer's. I put in something? I don't know. No, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen the pink one. So today I'm using, because I'm trying to use this up. This is the Body Shop Cocoa Calming Mist, Face Mist. It's actually pretty nice. Um, it's got a little cocoa scent though. So if you're not like cool with coconut, mm. But it has a nice little feel to it. I'm just really tripping because I do not see my stuff. You know what else? I bought something else. Where's it at? I'm so confused. I don't bought. You know how you buy shit and you forget about it. Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. So you love coconut? Yes. Okay. So here's the next thing I've been doing. So y'all know I'm trying out all these fragrances, and I'm working on wearing more fragrance daily. So today I think I'm gonna do the Chopard Wish. So y'all can see what I do. So I'm about to overspray the hell out of myself. So just don't say nothing because I'm telling you I've been having issues with scent on me. So on the regular, put it on my, wrist, um, inner elbow, chest, neck, back of the neck, right here, and right here, in case somebody hugs me. You want them to smell something good when they read. Just want them to smell something good. So now I do this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pretty much 8 places on my body. Let it dry down. And then I'm going to do this again. And the reason why I've been doing this twice is to really see how they play on me. Because for me, I'm finding that I have to be a little more, mm, yeah, it's very, got a nice little floral going. Because I'm finding that, and then I'm going to be not thinking about it. And to be honest, I work in a school with kids, and it's a whole lot of scents up in there. When I walk in, I'll be like, yeah, it is a lot of scent going on here. No wonder can't nobody smell me up in this piece. I actually grabbed a bag, a little, exactly, right. Sometimes you just, I got the Febreze, I got the candle in my room. Don't you wish, and I'm trying to get it into our kids' head, and it's sad that many of them really don't get it, is that some of the choices you're making now are going to affect your life in ways that you didn't expect them to. And so many of our children don't care about education and don't care about, I don't care about that. But they don't understand. And by the time they do, they'll have so many regrets and have wasted so much time and wonder why their lives are the way they are. It's like these little lives of nothingness. It's like you really that ain't you ain't y'all really ain't got a lot. Mm, slightly smells a little slightly boozy to me. Um, Not peppery. Right, and I get it because we didn't, and I get it because I didn't listen either. And I was lucky enough to be able to rebound and recover those things that I could have lost, but I was in that position to begin with. They're not in that position, and it's like I was lucky. I was lucky enough that when it came to my education, I did take the PSAT, not knowing what it was, and I probably would have done much better if I had known what it was at the time. So I took the PSAT when I was a junior in high school, thinking, "Oh, I'm just gonna take a pretest and see how I do on it, so I understand where my strength, where my weaknesses are." I didn't even know what it actually meant back then. I don't know if it means the same thing now, but I didn't understand that it would put me in a scholarship position. I didn't understand that. I had no idea. I didn't know. My parents didn't know. And so I took it, and I just took it like on a whim. I was just like, yeah, I want to take it. Now, the thing is that I was at least responsible enough as a kid to do those things, to say, oh, the PSAT, let me take this, let me just try it out on my own personal. um, I did it, and I took it. Now, I should have taken it and maybe studied. I didn't. However, because I didn't study, I wound up in the 94 percentile. Um, I wound up at the 94th percentile in the nation. So I was in the top 6%. When in actuality, so I was a national achievement finalist as opposed to national merit, which I probably would have been, because that's the top 3%. If I had known if I had known in advance that this was a serious test, I would have taken it more seriously. However, just me playing around with it put me in a position to go to school and have money come to me for school. So I was in the top 6% in the nation. And I tell kids this, I said, I wasn't the best student. I wasn't. I played around in school. I didn't take it seriously in the beginning. And that's why I'm telling you all this. However, I did test well all the time. I mean, like, I was supposed to have gone to boarding school, but my school messed me up because of my testing, and they didn't want me to leave the school. So they wouldn't send my transcripts. So I always tell people that was always my strength. I could go in and test. Oh, well, you got a standardized test. I can blow that shit out, which helped me, which gave me the ability to go to school on scholarships. That if I hadn't have taken that test, I would have never had that money coming in like that. And so, but that was me. And so I was an average student because I didn't take high school seriously. I didn't. But I was able to balance it out with my testing and say, hey, I'm a good student. I'm just bored. And schools looked at me and said, yes, you are. Let's let you in. And they were willing to pay for me to go to school. No, they don't. And it is. But you know what? As an adult, talking to them, they don't hear me because their families don't value this and don't understand it and don't push that. So it puts me in this position, and we live in a time when everybody thinks everybody's entitled. I had these kids telling me, this school doesn't do enough, this school doesn't do enough. And I said, well, then it's your responsibility. If you feel like it's not giving you enough, to search out and seek out ways to get the additional that you want. Why do I have to do that? I said, because that's what life is. You don't always get everything you want where you are. So you have to seek out and get more. And I said, in actuality, you probably would get more, but you all don't value your education enough where we can really create a really good educational space, because we spend so much time on discipline and kids not caring and things like that. So we can't teach at the level that you all think you want to be at. We just can't. And it's sad. Yeah. Yeah, and exactly. And so these parents are just like, whatever. And it's not just that, but they have this belief that the schools must give their kids everything. We don't give you everything. There's certain things as a parent you must do. And I told them, I said, when I was in 8th grade, I was taking algebra. Now, first off, they didn't even hear what I said, which is I was taking algebra as an 8th grader. And so because I was in algebra and I was struggling, I told my parents I needed help. So they got me a tutor. Now, parents today would be pissed off, like, why ain't the school this, and the other? My parents didn't look at it like that. They said, okay. I said, I really need help. I'm struggling. They got me the help. And in the 70s, they were paying $25 an hour for me to have somebody come in once a week. We couldn't afford more than once a week because they wanted to come 3 times. They was like, oh, no, we ain't got it like that. But once a week to come in and help me and support me so that I made it through and understood algebra. Now I can teach it, but parents don't think that way. They don't think there's so many resources. There's so many resources that are available to parents to help their kids, and they don't want to help them. And it's sad to me because, and like, I'm telling them, right, exactly. Baby, say that again, Carol, including discipline and manners. And so it's very frustrating when you're in the system, in the schools, especially like I was telling my students yesterday. I said, you really don't understand. Y'all making this difficult for you. I said, because I can walk away from here and make money. I'm not anchored here. None of us are. We can all walk away and continue to live our lives, you know? Right. Listen, let me tell you something, Carol. If I hear one more parent say, more mama say she can't control her son, 14-year-old son, I'm going to cuss these hoes out. I had a 14-year-old son. Let me tell you something. It's all this stuff that we talk about. I told my son as a kid, you're going to fear me now because one day you're going to be bigger than me. You're going to be bigger than me. So I got to make sure you understand you got some fear of me. And with that fear comes respect. You know what I'm saying? With that fear comes respect, you know? And so that's the issue. I mean, I call them, they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, step into your child and not stop. Instead of sitting up here throwing up your hands, you threw up your hands a long time ago and allowed this to continue and made excuses for it and made excuses, and now you can't deal with them either. See, when it's just happening in the school, they okay with that. Then it starts bleeding into their world and they can't deal with, oh my God, that smells so good. Oh my God, that smells so good. You know, they can't deal with it. And then they want to complain. Then they like, I can't do nothing. What the hell you expect me to do? If you can't control your child, what do you expect me to do? Now, trust me, I can control these little motherfuckers. What? Exactly. Well, I close the door and I speak harshly. You know, like I have, like, for instance, there's a new teacher who came in now because a teacher left and they're not respecting her. She's in my room. And so there's two girls in the classroom and they just sitting up there, you know, keying in the back, and this woman's trying to teach them. And I sent them a message because I got their phone numbers in my phone. And I texted them, I said, I'm so disappointed in you all. You are disrespecting another black woman and you think it's cute. I said, this is your education. And I told her, I said, I'm going to have you step out because she's a brand new teacher. I said, when they get out here today, I'm gonna have her step out and I'm gonna give them a little conversation because they complain because you didn't have a teacher. Now you have one, and now you don't want to listen. You want to complain and whine and act a fool. And what happens if she walks out again and you without a teacher? What if she decides I'm not gonna do this? I'm done with this. This is too much. You're irritating me, because they act like we just gotta keep taking what they give, and their parents act like we gotta keep taking what they give. We are humans, and we don't have to take that. It wears you out. It really does. You know, some days I'm in there like, damn, I don't even want to talk to you kids, because they wear you out with all this conversation and unnecessary shit. You know, and their parents is like, oh, okay. Yeah, see, here's what I'm going to say. We as black people got to stop acting like it's the system that is failing our children when it's us that are failing our children, when we are failing our children at an alarming rate. And there's a point where I don't care whatever your decision was when you were young, you need to be looking to try to make your kids' life better. I don't care how young you are. You know, we got to stop this. We got to stop trying to put it. No, it's our fault. Johnny can't read because we don't make him read at home. We don't open up a book with him and make him read. That's why Johnny can't read. That's why I can read, you know, and this whole, I had to tell these kids, they're like, it's boring. You need to make, I said, you know what? Life ain't exciting. And education, I ain't got to do cartwheels to make you, you know, you know, I don't have to do, I shouldn't have to do cartwheels to make you understand this is your education. Did nobody try to make this shit exciting for me? I told myself, school ain't got to be. Oh, look at this. See, that's what happens when you get these little cheap ass things, though. Okay, Chopard. I got a little antsy, huh? Wait till y'all see what I'm talking about. I'll take care of that later. Yeah, so it's just like, you're sitting there, it's like, you know, no, he can't read because y'all don't sit around and make sure he reads and read with him. Maybe because you haven't been in that space, but then you should make sure your children are better than what you had. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and say I was very blessed with parents who were into education. Okay, so I do it twice. Right, exactly. I'm not gonna sit up. You can't sit up here and see. Let me tell you something. I'm in the hood, and because until recently I was always on buses, walking, trains, the L. Let me tell y'all something. The only time people sit up here, real talk, the whole time these people start talking that is when they need to say it. Most of these people are very happy with their lives. They're okay with, sitting on the corner doing this. They're fine with that. They make us a scene about it when it sounds good. Not because of they really give a fuck about it. No, no. I've sat on the bus and heard young men discussing the next shooting or what shot. I sat on a bus one time and these guys were talking about how somebody got shot and then they went and jumped off the bus so they could go see where the shooting was. This is the kind of stuff. So it's like, no, we got to stop acting like this. And we got to stop parroting these things that, oh, it came from here. No, we are so far removed from it. We have to be honest with ourselves that we have not moved forward and taken, and as a people, as a collective, and gotten past this, so many of us. And the ones that have, we try, but the ones that are behind us ain't giving a damn. And they are instilling that feeling in their children to not give a damn. Ooh, she's cute. A little fruity, a little sweetness. Yeah, and as when you're in these schools, it is very frustrating to deal with that. I mean, it really is. I mean, honestly, when you call a parent and you tell them Johnny ain't doing this, and they go, oh, and they act like you're supposed to do something. No, it's your job. See, I'm in here and I'm telling you what he ain't doing, which reminds me of that makes him cool. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Carol. Very, very scary. And it saddens me, because you see it and it makes you sad because and that's what I told my students. I said, I'm here because I do care about y'all. But if you all don't accept that and receive it, ain't nothing I can do about it. I said, but guess what? I'm going to get paid. If y'all choose, that's what I told them. I said, if y'all sit here and choose not to get your education, see, we can only push y'all. I still get my paycheck. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna get my paycheck. And what's gonna happen is the schools are gonna push y'all out into the world because they ain't gonna pay for y'all forever. So we gonna be mandated to push your little ass out here, and you ain't got nothing. Right. Exactly. So the only thing I'm doing today is doing my brows, cleaning up my brows. Cleaning up my brows, and then I'm going to. I like the Color Pop one. I didn't notice I liked it this much. This is a Color Pop eyebrow pencil. Because there's one thing I ain't paying a lot for is an eyebrow pencil. That's just not gonna happen. Yeah, so right, and I mean, sure enough, everybody does this, but I got to be concerned about black folks. I mean, we know there's this happens in every culture, but unfortunately, it just seems like it's just really going on. And let me tell y'all something, and I'm saying this from a real space. We got to be honest about rap music and the effect it has on our children. We just have to. We have to be honest. It's so interesting. And I'm going to say this, and maybe some of you all will get this. People say, oh, it's just music, it's just this. Words are powerful. We know this. Why? Because we as adults try to say positive affirmations and say words of positivity to ourselves in order to encourage ourselves because we understand the power of words and how they can affect you. So if that's the case, listening to music that talks about violence all the time, misogyny, and things like that, What do you think is going to happen with our kids? What do you think they're going to think is okay and makes sense in life? You know, I'm here in Chicago when you got the rappers fighting against each other and trying to kill each other. Other than Chance, the rest of these fools trying to, got all this beef with each other and shit and want to, shoot each other. And I mean, like, there was the guy, this rapper who his most popular song here in Chicago is some shit about, shooting the police or some shit. So we wonder why they feel this way or why they're thinking like this when this is what they put in their ears and listen to. Right. Right, exactly. Right, because you got to lie and say you hood. And you got to give this hood vibe when you ain't really, right. Rap was fun. It was talking about, and it was supposedly, talking about the things that are happening in our communities. But now this is degenerating into, let's just talk about violence and hurting each other and killing each other. And that's what makes sense. That's what we need to talk about all the time. But that's what these kids listen to. And they listen to it constantly. So let's talk about the fact that not only are they listening to it, but they're listening to it this close to their brain. It's not even like us. Right. See, that's what I'm saying. We're not even talking about just listening to it this bit. You're putting it here in your ear, directly to your brain. Like, for instance, I try to, I haven't been listening the way I should. I try to listen to meditations at night. What do they tell you? Put it in headphones so it's closest to your ear, so it really is more effective. So if our kids are sitting here with these AirPods, because the new accessory is AirPods. Everybody want an iPhone and some AirPods. If they're sitting there listening to this close to their brain constantly, you don't think that is conditioning them? You don't think it's conditioning them? Oh, okay. Keep living that lifestyle. Because really, I didn't let my kids listen to that shit. DJ wasn't listening to that in my house. Not in my house, son. Oh no. And he isn't that part. He ain't that person. And I'm not saying that I was the perfect mother, but there were things that I just wasn't going for in my household. Little black dress. Let's do that. Because this is one of my everyday. Just pop on a lash. Time to put some lashes on. You know what I'm saying? I'm once again drinking out of my unladylike jug. I could see it being unladylike if I was drinking a big ass cocktail out of this drug, out of this cup. I drink water. Right. Yeah, it's terrible. Hey. See, Kimberly? See right there. See? Exactly. Hey, morning, girl. So it's time for me to put these on. I like these natural ones, though, too. Maybe I should wear these. Maybe I'm going to wear these. These Ardell Naked Lashes. These are cute, too. I'm going to wear these because these are a little more dramatic. Well, no, these about the same. No, I'm wearing my little black dresses. They got a little thicker band, too. Man, I need to do right. Exactly. And so, and we dehumanize each other all the time. I mean, the conversation is, very dehumanizing. It it normalizes violence. Right. And if that is not just crazy, and that's the truth of it. And so if that one word could make people slaughter, imagine what our kids are listening to. They listen to whole songs about that shit. Kill each other, do this, do that. Shit. Let me see that I missed something. Right. So it's like, how do we, so this type of messages that our young people are listening to, we don't think that they could affect them. We don't think that they could say, oh yeah, this is how I should be, because they really do believe that. They really do. Sorry, I got this lash on. Oh my goodness. Let me get this lash on, child. Come on. When your lash does not want to lay down correctly, but you are determined that it will. All right, one lash on. Now, I do have a little trick that I'm going to show y'all I do once the lashes are on, especially when I'm not wearing makeup. Right, right. Oh, I'm glad. I'm sorry that you're not feeling good, but I'm glad you're hanging out with me this morning in my randomness. I told somebody, now if you really don't like this glass, feel free to send me some more. I could take a whole avalanche of glasses. I'll as long as they can hold warm water and at least 32 ounces. At least 32 ounces. Then they can come and I will work. Walmart. I found them at Walmart. They were like $2 or something. They were really super cheap. That's why I bought two of them. But Carol, I want you to stay away from my unladylike mug. Someone told me I need to stop drinking out of my mug. It is unladylike and unrefined. You know. Exactly. And you want to do it like that because it makes it easier when you're drinking large amounts to have something like that because you don't notice it as much. Like when you're trying to drink them all them little glasses, it becomes overwhelming. If you put it in a big mug and just drink it, you don't even notice how much you're drinking. That's for all you non-water drinkers. Damn it. It's on here. Right. Now I was well. They said I wasn't a lady. They said I was. It wasn't ladylike because I drank in the wrong cup. on camera. I was also given instructions on how I need to fix my background. No, drinking water in my cup is not ladylike. I was instructed to get a new cup. Okay, so once I have my lashes on, especially if you're not wearing makeup, when you're not going to be putting on a full face and you just want to put your lashes on and stuff, here is the trick that I do if I can find it. There it is, and I need to go get some more. Right. Well, I was also told how I need to fix my background. I was given instructions on that, on how to fix my background. My response, yeah, my background isn't pleasing. Okay, so I'm about to be ready to go. Okay, so as soon as I do this, I'm gonna get off and just throw some lip gloss on. So this is like a lashes, brows, and lip gloss kind of day. I'm gonna my face is a little shiny right now though. Well, I thought that too. I said, well, it is my bedroom. Uh it is my bedroom. That's number one. And I mean, other than a white wall, I didn't understand what was so different. I don't know, I get it though. Let's talk about it. I don't have my fairy lights up. I'm not a real YouTuber unless I got my fairy lights up. The fuck is wrong with me? Okay, so this is what I do when I'm wearing lashes and no makeup. I take right. I take this Jordana liquid eyeliner and I fill in between the edge of the end of my lash to my inner corner. So that way it fills it in and it doesn't look so stark. I will show you what I mean in a second. I do it right. See what I mean? See the difference? And that's all I do. I don't do my lower lash line or anything. I just do that so that it gives it this fullness to it without it being full. And then I just do my lower lashes and I'm done. Right. Yeah, because it takes away from it just looking like, oh, she got on some lashes and that's it. High must be, and makes it look like, oh, okay. And all you do is connect it, basically. You don't really do, because your lashes is giving you kind of like an eyeliner kind of vibe anyway. And then that's all you do. And then just put on your mascara on your bottom lashes and you are good for the day. Yes, for New Year's. Okay, well, so you gotta practice them. You gotta practice them. You got weeks now to practice them. Okay, I have smudged all under my eye. Let me take this off. I smudged all under that eye. Finish that up. Yay! Yay! Okay, but let us know. We're gonna have a makeup session tonight, and we will see how they look then. I think I'm gonna go with just what lip glosses do I have with me? I think it's gonna be a praline kind of day, just a basic day. Plus, I have to leave work early because I have to take B for her iron infusion. So we gotta go and do all that. So anyway, I am done. I am ready for the day. Y'all have a great day. I'm gonna throw my clothes on and roll up out of here. Y'all have a great day. See you later today. I will schedule it so you know when I'm going live. All right, y'all. See you later.